What's up, guys? It's Vincent, and I want to break down a 200% return on a 0 DTE option trade that I took on SPY. I ended up taking puts here, and I was able to get a really nice return. I usually don't trade 0 DTE often anymore in my career. It's just pretty exhausting. Every tick, you're going to be up or down 5, 10%. However, I am a news trader at heart, and once I saw news that I knew would negatively impact the stock, that's when I wanted to go short. And that's kind of what happened here. But let's go ahead and break it down. So there's been unfortunate, sad, war news going on. Iran and Israel attacking one another. I don't know the full details behind it, but I do know the market doesn't like fear and the market doesn't like uncertainty. Every single time you get either of those things, you start to see, sellers start to come in. Now I knew the downside potential was there because in overnight futures there was already that war news, and SPY had tested 592 to 593 during that overnight session. Now that dip got bought, and SPY did come back, but however, we did have a low of day of 596.61. So this news dropped at 2:06 p.m. and SPY was 599. So in my mind, I'm gonna risk um, a dollar on SPY. 75 cents to a dollar, knowing in the back of my mind the stock, SPY could go see Tesla of day, which is $2.50 a downside or more, right? It could be $3, $5. Plus, we have the IV ramping and other factors like that. The options that I entered were cheap. So I entered the 598 puts at I believe 68 cents per contract or $68 on public. And I held this trade for 40 minutes. I was at the gym actually, so this is pretty cool. But I held this for 45 minutes and I was able to get about a 200% return, take $1,000 to $3,000 roughly. And that was my trade on SPY. I don't trade 0 DT often, but I will if I know the risk reward is good. I know what my potential is. And just inherently knowing how risky SPY is, I knew that if I threw in $1,000, my stop loss potential, I'm willing to risk 50%. I'm willing to risk 500 knowing I can make $2,000. If you guys are trading 0 DTE, you have to have a really high risk tolerance, and you have to be okay with volatility. There was times where I was up on that position, down on that position, between 10 or 15%. But just knowing, it may take some time for consolidation. But once that selling volume really starts to pick up, the news starts to really hit everybody's timeline, the fear starts to kick in. Then you see the sellers pick up, which they did. We got a new low of day. Had my stops in, and I got stopped out and realized close to $2,000 on this trade. But if you guys enjoy this trade recap, drop me a like, drop me a follow. If you want to trade on public, it's a really cool user friendly app. Use my link, sign up, deposit, and let me know what you guys think if you have any questions about it. And I hope you guys enjoy. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you in the next trade recap. Peace.